What did we get up to? Tanarabban.
Yeah, we were able to look at them. Is this a shell or no? You didn't have a chance.
Are you kidding? I wish. I wish.
Sorry, tomorrow Shabbos activity.
What is it? You looked up. You looked it up anyways. What we need
Yeah,
more
but
than
I
that?
don't know if that we hold that. I don't know if we hold that the Lamaisa. That was Pischei Tshuva.
I mean, I don't know what came out with the mice. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna try to look around and see.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I have one or two kids. Yeah. Okay. So let's see. Tanarabban. We're about 3, 6, 9 lines up in the bottom. Samachem at base. Discussing this Indian. It's really mikvahs. We should get Elio on, right? At least for a little bit. So where the Gemara has a machlokes. So we said that things that are attached to the ground are included in the sale of the house, or at least seemingly are included in the sale of the house, right? So what happens if it's something that was detached from the ground and then it was attached? Then it became attached to the ground. Like we said, like a toilet for Nida, toilet seat cover or a toilet, right? It initially is not attached to the ground, then they attach it to the ground. So is that considered attached to the ground, in which case it's not makabel tuma, or is it considered detached from the ground? Right? So the same thing what has to do with being selling property. And now the Gemara is going to have it with mikvahs, because we know that in mikvahs, if you have mayim shuvim makes a mikvah puzzle. But the truth is, it only makes a mikvah puzzle when it's in the midaraisa, when it's the first 40 sa. But from the first 40 sa is mayim shuvim, at least the majority of it, then it's going to be puzzle. Our mikvahs are we have 40 sa of rainwater, and then we add on. We have most of our mikvahs actually is shuvim. It just connects to the bar that has 40 sa. So the question is so shuvim is pshat that it goes through a utensil. Question is if it was a utensil and then it was attached to the ground, is that considered in the ground, in which case it's kosher? Or do we say no, it's a utensil, and therefore it's not kosher? So Zog the Gemara. So Tanarabban. So the Gemara brings a price. If they have a tzina, it's a pipe, so the water cannot go through pipes. At least a pipe that can hold water. So they were chaykik it. It was chakik means to hollow it out. And then they put it into the ground. So any water going through that's going to passel the mikvah. But if they first put the pipe into the ground, meaning they put a piece of wood into the ground, and then they hollowed out the wood, ain't a passel as a mikvah. That will not passel the mikvah. So money. So who is this shita? Because again, this shita is saying that if the pipe was made before, it's considered shuvim in the mikvah's passel. If the pipe was chiseled out after, then it's going to be kosher. So it's not Rebbe Eliezer and it's not the Rabbanan. From the previous machlokes, it's neither one of them. All right, why? Now we're going to see. Now the Gemara is going to go through for the next Amud. It's going to go through. It's going to go through which Rebbe Eliezer with the Rabbanan. So hey, Rebbe Eliezer, which Rebbe Eliezer is it? Rebbe Eliezer the bias. If it's Rebbe Eliezer by the bias, which is the Rebbe Eliezer we just learned, that somebody who sells a house, it's included. It includes things that were stuck into the ground after it was already made. Dilma Hainu time with the Rebbe Eliezer. Dilma Hainu time. The reason is the Rebbe Eliezer suffer Meicher Ba'ayin Yafa Meicher. Maybe the reason why Rebbe Eliezer by a yard, it's not a kli that gets attached to the ground. He includes it in the sale. That's because it's he holds ayin yafa. The seller is generous, and since he's generous, then he includes it. Rabbanan sabri meicher ba'ayin ra meicher. Rabbanan hold that a meicher sells it ba'ayin ra, so therefore he doesn't include utensils that were attached afterwards to the ground. So we can't prove from the Rebbe Eliezer that we just discussed. Vela Rebbe Eliezer kaveres dividing. So it must be Rebbe Eliezer by a beehive. This is talking about a human beehive that a guy, I guess he takes the beehive. I don't know exactly how you make this beehive, I guess with wax, and you connect it to a pole. To Tanan, who's learned in the Mishnah Kaveras, the you have a beehive. Rabbi Eliezer says, Arehi kakarka. It's considered like it's mamish part of the ground. The Kaisvanala pruzbul, and you can write a pruzbul. It's the only thing that you own. If we remember that pruzbul is that at the end of Shemitah, all loans get nullified. But you could write a pruzbul, but you can only write a pruzbul if you own land. So if you own a beehive, that's enough land. That means it's considered attached to the ground enough that it's considered like you own land. On Tomad Aleph now. It's not Makabal Tumah. Right? Since it's attached to the ground, it's not Makabal Tumah. We know things that are attached to the ground are not Makabal Tumah. And if you take honey from it on Shabbos, now this is a big chiddush. If you take honey from it on Shabbos, then you're chayav chatas, because it's as if you're ripping a tree off the ground or ripping a fruit off the ground. The obvious kasha is that what it's very nice. You want to consider the beehive connected to the ground, but to say that this is the equivalent of taking off a fruit, that's already much more difficult to understand. Right? I'm saying you're not going to say. You're not going to say. I don't know what's a mushal for this. I guess if you had honey on a tree, right, just sitting on a tree, and you peeled off the honey off of a tree, you would consider that attached to the ground. It's not attached to the ground.
You'd be high because of kaitzer, I'm assuming, right?
Here, he's saying you chayav al kaitzer.
Yeah.
Kaitzer, yeah. So, to Taisus on the previous summit discusses this, right? Either way, the Taisus answers that either way the Gemara slugs this up. So what's the difference how it slugs it up? Anyways, so okay, but whatever it is, you see that according to Rabbi Eliezer, this beehive, mamish has a din like it's connected to the ground. It's not karka. If all you own is this beehive, you cannot write a pruzbul on it. And it is makabel tumah. And somebody who takes it off on Shabbos is if it takes honey off of it on Shabbos is potter. Okay, so maybe this is the Rebbe Eliezer. So our answer is no, maybe not. Hassan Dam Rebbe Eliezer time, but there Rebbe Eliezer said the reason why it's considered attached to the ground. Dam Rebbe Eliezer, my time with Rebbe Eliezer. What's the reason, Rebbe Eliezer? The siv v'yitolasa b'yaris tvash. Says in the pasuk, and he toiveled it, he dipped it in yaris tvash, in a forest of honey. Right, and what does that mean? My yar hatoilish b'Shabbos chayav chatas. A yar, a forest. If you take trees or growth out of the forest on Shabbos, that's considered chayav chatas. Av tvash, right? B'Shabbos chayav chatas. So by tvash too, if you take honey from it on Shabbos, you chayav chatas. So therefore, seems like we have a special pasuk in Nach that equates honey with regular trees, which answers Taisus kasha. Taisus was saying, Taisus has the kasha. How can you say that taking honey off a honeycomb is considered toilish or considered melakit, whatever it is you're taking on Shabbos? The Gemara's teretz is it's a special pasuk that tells that to you, right? Whatever it is, you can't use that to prove that Eliezer holds that anything that was originally detached from the ground and now is attached to the ground, that it has the status of the ground. Okay, so then we're on to another one. El Rebbe Eliezer the daf. It's Rebbe Eliezer about a daf. Are the airplanes bothering you?
Lamaskana, you are chayav in Shabbos then, yeah?
What?
Lamaskana, you are, let's see over here in Shachar, you would be chayav then. On Shabbos.
Yes.
With Vash, yeah.
I don't know. What are you saying? You're saying Maskana, you wouldn't be Chai, you would be Chai.
No, it's gonna would be. I see in here it's halacha and Hilchos Shabbos. Yeah, and Shulchan Aruch.
Yeah. You would because of the special, but only
Yeah,
because of the special
pasuk.
pasuk.
Right. So it says it's Polish. Yeah, it's
Oh,
not clear
excuse
if
me.
they're active there abanan, but
Yeah,
sure.
it's very hard to say that
25, 20 minutes
very
to
hard.
milk.
It's very hard that it's
Yeah, 45.
very hard to say
Catholic,
that
you
it's
gotta mute.
Huh?
You
I'll,
gotta
I'll
mute,
mute
Catholic.
I'm getting dressed now.
I'll mute him.
You too,
Um, it's hard to
What?
say that it's a deraisa.
What
What?
did you just say? I don't know what you just said because of the noise. I don't...
Sorry, the meaning. What's the
Yeah,
din? Bottom line is
the
honey
Shulchan
off a
Aruch says
honeycomb.
Shulchan Aruch says doimel atoilish, and the Mishabura says because the Chachamim considered it mechuber. So it sounds like they're abanan.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be at the most a different Kabbalah because it's based on a pasuk
Right.
in Shmuel, right?
Yeah.
Shmuel, yeah. Rabban, what it's saying is that if you take lamaisi, you take honey off of a honeycomb on Shabbos, you're going to be chayiv at the minimum of the rabbanon.
Maximum, you're saying. Minimum or maximum?
At the minimum, it's the rabbanon. It's possible if you learn that from divrei neviim is a deraisa. Maybe you could even say it's a deraisa.
Okay.
Or maybe it's a maximum. Truth is, I'm not sure. I don't know which way.
Halakha l'mashvin is a deraisa. He's a novi. He's a novi. No. Okay, that's a different thing. Not forget it.
Yeah, but to take the honey out of the combs, that could be a deraisa mefarik. I think there's a difference between. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, not sure.
Yeah. Anyway, so now we still.
What you just said. So you took the honey out of the cone, or you broke a piece of the cone off. What did he do?
I think just the honey out of the comb.
Okay, fine.
If you broke the comb off, the chayra, that should be mamish an issa, no?
Okay.
I mean, I think so. Roida mimenu means you're taking honey from it. Yeah, that's what I think. The chayra taking from the honeycomb. Our truth is, I don't know, Taka. From the honeycomb itself, what would that be? Is it if it's not, if you hold it's not attached to the ground, so it's not attached to the ground. It's like breaking a broken branch.
Merakid.
Right. Merakid.
Taking the honey out of the comb.
So yeah, the Mishabura says that you're not allowed to take the devash from the shava. That's b'chal mefarik. Because you're
Mefarik. 1 second. In addition to this,
no, there's two things.
I'm saying it's two separate isurim.
Right, there's taking out there's the taking out the actual comb from the beehive, right? Where the honey is still in the comb, if I understand it correctly. That's one issue. That sounds like it's button. That's like toilish. Because you're detaching something from where it's mechuber to. And then there's a different issue of actually taking the honey from the comb itself. Which it looks like Mishabura says that's
when it's attached or when it's detached.
No,
if you left the orange attached to the tree, you took out one section from the orange, one of those sections that we eat.
Right. I mean, what would be the din then? I think it's considered.
Oh, so that's a good trailer, right? So I don't know. That might be.
Yeah, I think it's considered still attached to the ground, as far as I know. I think.
Right. So
all right, let's see about that.
But yeah, okay, good.
Yeah, I think you would be chayav. No, why not?
What, when the orange? If the orange is still attached?
If you took off a piece.
If you took off a piece, then yeah, you should be chayav. Yeah.
Okay.
It's no better than eating it straight from the tree, which is stylish. Same thing.
Yeah, but if you eat it straight from the tree, I believe.
What is it, Gershon? What did you say?
It's stylish.
I believe it's only there abundant Gershon. That's the Achronim talk about that case as it's not the derech.
Because it's Mishana.
Mishana, yeah.
But it's still stylish. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you're right. You're not gonna have a chapas for it, but yeah, it's still stylish.
Yeah. Okay, it's an interesting din there.
I thought we were going to be talking about mikvos this daf. I guess it's
Well,
Shabbos
we already
today.
passed on, right? We passed on because we went
Yeah.
through it real quick.
Yeah. Well,
Icky's the only real Chassidish. I don't know if he's on.
And he's also the mikvah man too.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so we still don't have which Rabbi Eliezer. All right. Ella Rabbi Eliezer the daf. Rabbi Eliezer of the daf, not the daf yomi. Right. But a board. The Tran daf shanachtoimen shekavu b'kaisel. So nachtoimen, the bakers, they had a daf that was attached to the wall, and they would knead the dough on there. Rabbi Eliezer matar. So Rabbi Eliezer says it's tar. It's mechuber l'karka. But Chachamim matam and Chachamim say it's tamei because it's not mechuber l'karka. Right? Meaning, and the Gemara's they're not differentiating between whether this kli was done. Meaning, when was it attached? L'chari, you would have to say that maybe there's a difference in if this board was put on the wall as a piece of wood and then they attached it to the wall, then they carved it out, so then it was always mechuber l'karka, right? But the Gemara doesn't say that, right? So now money. So it means the Gemara doesn't differentiate. So money, Rabbi Eliezer, afilu chaklu soif kava. So now who is it? If it's Rabbi Eliezer, he holds that even if you made the kli and then attached it, it's still considered mechuber l'karka. Even if you were kaveh it and then you were chaykik it, right? Then it still doesn't. It's not considered mechuber l'karka. Right. So which one is it? So la'olam Rabbi Eliezer. Really, we say it's Rabbi Eliezer. Shani pshutei kliyates the tuma derabbanan. You can't bring any rayas from pshutei kliyates because pshutei kliyates means is a plain. It's a plain piece of wood, a flat piece of wood. So a flat piece of wood is not makabel tuma, meaning as opposed to let's say a wood ladle or a wood
has
cup.
no receptacle, right?
Right. There's no receptacle. There's nothing. It's all it is. It's just a plain piece of wood. So, but midrabanan in certain situations,
once it's made to l'shimish adam, even if it doesn't have a kli mikubal, it's a problem.
midrabanan.
We had this problem with the mikvahs. I mean, we were looking for a piece of wood, me and your father, and to plug up a hole. And I said, "Oh, we just get one of these pre-made holes, and it's already tapered and stuff." So that was already. So that was a problem because it wasn't. It was made l'shimish adam right there already.
Right, and yeah, right. Now you get into the schach. We didn't discuss that yet. The schach
Yeah,
issue.
yeah, that's right.
The
Yep.
what do you call it? The mats, the schach mats. Even though that's pshutei kliyates. Right?
Yeah,
but once it's made for
the shpudim are also the pshutei kliyates. The shpudim there is when they're not metal shpudim; they were from the pomegranates, but they're made l'shimish adam already, so they were makabel too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so the Gemara says it's really Rabbi Eliezer and shani pshutei kliyates. Pshutei kliyates is different because it's a tumah d'rabbanan. Right. So since it's only a d'rabbanan, so then we're gonna say that even meaning the whole tumah even only starts with the rabbanon. So once it's attached to the ground, we're gonna say it's considered mechuber l'karka because really it's not even tumah with the rice. The Gemara says mechlal to she'iva the rice. So then it sounds like that's the case. Now you're saying that shuvim mayim shuvim into a mikvah it's a deraisa on Tamid Beis, but we hold that it's a derabanan. Meaning, midar it is the issa daraisa shuvim, but that's only from the first 40 saw. Right? But after the first 40 saw, it's a darabanan. If that even. So basically, what you're saying is that we hold the darabanan. Va'oid Hamar of Yosef ben Rab Chanina b'daf shamateches machlokes. This machlokes is talking about a metal daf. It's not talking about a wood daf. Metal is an issa daraisa. mean, how could you say that we're talking about a wood daf? It's particularly eight. It's really we're talking about a metal one. So therefore, you cannot differentiate between this case, which would be a derabanan, and the other case is deraisa, because they're both deraisa. Well, the answer is loilam rabbanan he. So we say, nah, it's not really Eliezer, it's really rabbanan, right? B'shani she'iva derabanan, and she'iva is different because of derabanan. So therefore, according to the Chachamim, when you take this pipe that you connected it to the ground, we're saying that it still has the din of a kli, then it doesn't. One second. So why is it different? Right, I don't know. So the Rabbana would be Maida. It would be the Rabbana, but the Rabbana would be Maida by mikvah that it's considered mechuber lekarka. Why? Because it's the Rabbana, right? So meaning the Rabbana could fit in according to that shita. So then Gemara says, okay, if that's the case, then even if you hollow it out and then you kaveh it should be. Meaning, why the Chachamim saying that you have to be kaveh in the ground and then hollow it out, right? Why don't you just do the other way around? Even the other way around. There is different because it has a Torah's Kliya love even when it's tolush. So it had a shame kli even when it was detached. So therefore, it's going to retain its status of kli even when it's attached.
So even though sheva is derabanan, they were machmer in this case.
Only half the case.
Only half the case, right?
Only when it was a kli before and then connect.
Right, but
they'll be making the other way.
Right, but they're masking the whole time that sheva is only derabanan.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, and after the Suda tonight, you could do this long thesis about the sheva deraisa derabanan.
I think not. I think I'll fall asleep over the chumash. Yeah. Anyways, okay. So by Rabbi Yosef. So now we get into something with attached. We said that there was this thing in I don't know what it is exactly. This thing in the Mishnah called the Strulin, mill ring, right? Some sort of grinding thing, right? The boy Rabbi Yosef, make sure now. So before that, we know that fruits and vegetables and these type of things can't become tamei unless it becomes huchshul l'kabel tuma, meaning it has to have become wet. First, it needs to become wet in order to become kosher to be makabel tuma. When it's attached to the ground, it's not going to be makabel tuma. Meaning every fruit gets wet. They water it. It rains on the fruit. It has to get wet once it's detached from the ground, and also it has to get wet with water that you're happy that it gets wet. So now let's say it rains, and you were happy with the rain. Make sure and you wanted it to wash out this it's strublin. So then what's the din with this same water that you're happy is raining on its strublin? What's the din? Right? So meaning, do we say that this thing is attached to the ground? And since it's attached to the ground, so then it's not going to make anything that's attached to it the makabel tuma. Or do we say no, it's detached from the ground, and therefore anything that the water hits is going to be makabel tuma. So leave it to Rabbi Eliezer, the Amar Kolam Mechuber L'Karka Re'u Karka. According to Rabbi Eliezer, who says that anything that's connected to the karka is like karka, like tibayla. There's no question. It's for sure considered attached to the ground. According to Rabbanan, who say that anything attached is not like karka, so what's the din? So we say teku. So we end up saying that it's teku. Right? Let's just go to the Mishnah. Fine. So Shalach le Reb Nechemya Breder Rav Yosef le Rabba Breder Rav Huna Zutei le Naharda. Right. So Reb Nechemya Breder Rav Yosef sent to Rabba Breder Rav Huna Zuti, right? Who from Naharda. Now that also has an aktama. We know that if a man dies, I don't know if we know, but if a man dies and he leaves two Yesaimas, so before anything, besides that they get fed from the estate, they also need to have enough money for them in Shidduchim, for the dowry. That comes off l'chatchila. right? So now, but it only, and if they don't, I mean, saying they have to figure out how much the father would have given. If not, they get a tenth. Yeah. So now, so that's the background. So when a lady comes in front of you to say that she wants her father's, her nadin, she wants a dowry from her father. Agva isur nifnifse. So you take a tenth of the nechasim from the father. She's allowed to get that. Afilum itztrubli derechayim. You could even get it from the itztrubli, from whatever these rings that are that on this millstone, right? And Mamela, why? Because it's considered karka, and they can collect from karka. So you see that it's considered part of the ground. Or Ravashi, ki avina be'Rav Kahana, we Rav Kahana magvina nafilu ma'amlo debati. They collected even from the rent that was due, right? Meaning from here on in, let's say they knew that the apartment that the father owned was rented for the next 6 months. It can't, the Rashbam says, is it Rashbam? I don't know if it's a Rashbam. Whatever, it can't be the past due rent. That's already something. But from the rent from here on out is also considered like karka. Right?
That's why you can't complain if somebody charges you $1,000, thousands of dollars for rent. No, it's no enough for karka, and rent is like karka. So
well, I don't know, Taka. To me, it's hard to understand. Why are you saying that this rent is like karka? The apartment is rented out, and we're saying that since it's rented out, so it's considered like karka, and the rent is coming in, so it's karka, and therefore the Yesaimas are allowed to take their money from the incoming rent, right? Okay, whatever it is. The point that the Gemara was making with this was that you have is that this Yitzrublin is considered mechuber l'karka, and they could collect even from that. Yeah. Okay, it was a short thought, but it wasn't
rent
so
is
easy.
Paris, no?
No, what the Gemara is saying is not.
It is, but like a husband's Kenyan Paris is gufla Paris on let's say milug. All the time we see that Paris of karka is.
yeah, but the
in some
Rashbam
ways
says karka is chashav karka. So it sounds like it's actually land. Saying I'm making nafkamina is shavuos, no, whatever. I don't know. I don't know if he means mamish karka or maybe like a Gershon saying it's Paris. It sounds like karka.
But I'm saying even if it's Paris, we do say by a husband's Kenyan and his wife's let's say milug is a Kenyan aguf the Paris.
Yeah, and economic, but I'm saying I leave it to MS. It could be it's even more than Paris.
Yeah. Well, let's say Tilim Sadalim could get off. Yud Gimel. It's saying Rizal David Adana and the Nitish Kapani Netzach Adana Tastus Benach Mimeni Adana Asha Saces Benafshi Yagim of Yanam Adana Yanam Ivy Habita Nina Adana Elohaya Ira Aina Kanisha Namaves Ben Yoimar Ivy Yachaltiv Tsari Yagilu Ki Amait Vani Bechas the Chavatav the Yogel Viv Shusaf Shira Ladina Kigam Allah. Can you come to Salam Sam Basra Shira and the Bima Bashamakam Mirachem Eliam? Yatem Tzal Levacham Yafel Lawyer Meshiva the Gula. Shavagalam is man Kareev. Namar Amen. All right, a good Shabbos.
So
What time tomorrow?
Saying
Tomorrow night?
20.
I
Tomorrow,
guess. I don't know what the
Motzi Shabbos is 9:15.
9:15. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm assuming tomorrow 6:20. I mean, why if our mincha is at 6? I'll probably down mincha after the Suda and Shayashuv, after parents of Suda. But if the other wants mincha, I can try and I don't know. It's a little late for the action. But assume 6:20.
I have that guy's number.
I don't think you're gonna have enough guys. I don't know. You can make him a sugar.
Okay.
You won't have my family stomach. They're all gonna down early. I'm assuming. Yeah.
The other one, Naftali, the other ones will still be napping at 6. So it doesn't.
That's right. Yeah, 100%.
Aaron, there's a Gemara number base tomorrow night. It's just for you.
Yeah.
Oh
okay.
yeah. Oh, we discussed the lads. You can't even make it up. I'm telling you. This one takes the cake mamish.
Yep.
Yeah. We'll leave you in tune. We'll stay tuned.
Okay, fine.
When is it,
Michael,
tomorrow night?
Michael, yeah, tomorrow
Number
night.
7,
Michael,
right?
7.
That's it. We made a whole week.
There you go, mamish, a chazaka.
What did you say, Naftali?
Wait. Yeah.
No, I asked him if it's tomorrow night, so maybe I'll look on Shabbos to see this Geschmack Gemara.
See if you can find it. Naftali, let's see if you can find it. Ah, there you go. Challenge.
Yeah, so Yaakov, I'm looking now. I'm trying to find which Gemara. I'm missing out the reaction of here. I don't know. Tomorrow. Okay, it's just a play on words. That's all. It's one of the play on
On the
words.
base, the first line after the Mishnah.
Yeah.
Well, you're giving it away now.
Okay, giving it away.
No, I see it. I just saw it.
Right
I just
here.
saw it.
Naftali's not gonna have. Now, what's Naftali gonna do during a whole laning tomorrow?
Yeah.
Come on.
He's going to try to figure it out.
Now I'm going to throw bags by different aliyahs.
Yeah.
Good job.
Good job.
Have a good job.
Good job.
All right, good job,
Yes,
everybody.
Chicago.
Zagazon.
Shabbos, everybody. Good Shabbos.
Shabbos.